What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to Blazers Uprise Live here on a Thursday. Today, we get to talk about Moda Center renovations, actually. So there was a recent interview by Dwayne Hankins with Casey Holdall that Eric listened to. I haven't listened to it, but Eric has some thoughts on that interview that we're going to talk about, including some things on Moda Center renovations. That's a hard phrase to say. Moda Center renovation and the status of all that. We're going to preview Knicks Blazers. The over-under line for Knicks Blazers, you'll see it in picks against the spread. It's insanely low. Insanely low. And, of course, we got 6 games for picks against the spread, and things are getting a little juicy. Eric, how's it going, man?
How's your day going, Tori?
My day's been very, very hectic and kind of ready to just relax, pick some games, and then see what the Blazers do later on tonight. So let's just jump straight into this. This is going to be a pretty efficient episode, I think. Let's just jump into the picks against the spread standings. Eric, chat is starting to slump a little bit, which is awesome news for the rest of us.
3-4 is a slump now.
Yeah, I mean, by their standards, I gained a game on them, and I only went 4-3. I mean, look at the records from last Monday. Everybody was 3-4, except for me and Darrow. We were 4-3, and Chase was 5-2. Everybody else 3-4. So very, very mid. But with the slump that we've collectively been in, mid might be good. Crushables and Chase only 5 games back of chat. Of course, we pick games on the final day. That's 15 games, including a double down, so 16 games. So if you're within 5-6 games on the final day, you're within shouting distance. And of course, we got some more time to make up even more ground on chat before then. So you kind of got chat. You got a little 3-man group with myself, Crushables, Chase, and then 5th place, Eric, 9 games back. Arrows, 10 games back. Steven, 12. Connor, 13. You got a 3-way tie for 9th with Jackson 503 and Trevin 16 games back and Zach 17 games back. And that's the standings as we stand. It's kind of funny how we go under 500 despite going 8-4 on double downs. So just a weird day on Monday.
Yeah, absolutely. I was so mad. I doubled down on the first game of the day, Detroit, and they won. So I was like started off 2-0, and then all the games were going my way, and then all of a sudden they all weren't going my way.
Funny how that works. Funny how things can change so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of games lately have just been completely random. It's been hard to predict things as of the last month and a half, I feel like. I mean, you got the Wizards, Pistons winning games now. Very confusing stuff. Let's jump into the first game. We got the Boston Celtics. This is a really good game. The Boston Celtics hosting the Phoenix Suns. The Celtics are 6-point home favorites.
Olive, stop. Jeez. Let me just refresh this, make sure I don't miss any injuries. The Celtics, or the Suns, I guess, are the away team. They are without Eric Gordon, Josh Okogie, and Damian Lee. Nas Little is actually going to play. And then the Celtics are without Al Horford. Or no, he's playing. Sorry, disregard that. Kristaps Porzingis is the only one out for Boston.
Alrighty. So hopefully Chase is in chat, because he said an hour ago. Over an hour ago. He'll send me his picks in a bit. And then he never sent them, so. But he's been in chat lately, so fingers crossed. We got Celtics for 503. We got, Crushables didn't pick this game. Celtics for 503, Celtics for Steven.
I'm going to take the Suns.
Did Arrow send you his picks?
Nope.
He said he wasn't going to be here, right?
Yeah, maybe he did.
Just struggling out here today, I guess, Eric. I guess it won't be an efficient show. Trevin Celtics,
No.
Jackson Celtics.
The last thing I see from him was a week ago. No Zach either.
Man, mods. We were on a good streak, Eric. Until today. I don't know what we're gonna do. We were doing better, but I mean, we don't have Arrow, we don't have Zach, we don't have Chase. And Crushables didn't pick this game. So, you know, what can you do? I'm just gonna go Celtics. I don't screw the Suns. They screwed me over on Monday.
There's Zach.
Cool, we got Zach. Zach going Suns.
Zach ruins my island.
And Arrow just sent us picks. Arrow's going Celtics.
So who are we missing? Chase?
Chase. And Connor. Where's Connor?
Connor's just late. He said Celtics.
Okay. And Crushables just didn't pick this game. So, chat is going with the Boston Celtics. And I'm going to call Chase while you do the injuries on the next game, and we'll see if Crushables sends in his picks soon. All right. So you got Eric and Zach Suns, everybody else so far. Celtics. Next game, we got the Houston Rockets hosting the Washington Wizards. The Rockets are 8.5 home favorites.
All right. In this one, we have Rashawn Holmes, Landry Shamet, Marvin Bagley, Isaiah Libers out for the Wizards. For the Rockets, we have Cam Whitmore, Alperen Şengün, Tari Eason, and Steven Adams all out. And the Rockets have been playing small with Jabari Smith at center and Amen Thompson and Dylan Brooks as their forwards.
All right, Crushables last game is going Suns, and Chase didn't pick up. So Chase, 5 games back from a nice $100,
Dang.
and he's choking. We're seeing a man choke right now. Okay.
I guess this is the team to play small against because the Wizards don't have a lot of size either. I'm gonna take the Wizards though. I think 8.5 is a lot. Jackson and Zach are on the Rockets. Trevin is Wizards.
Wait, hold on. Celtics for Chase. Chase says his text messaging is what was choking. His text message didn't send.
Mm-hmm.
I believe him because I know
Likely
he wants
yes.
to win this thing. So I'll roll with it. All right. So what do we got for this? You went Wizards.
Along with Trevin and Aeromancer, also Wizards.
Oh man, I'll also go Wizards.
And then Jackson and Zach are Rockets.
All right. And then we got Rockets for Steven and Rockets for 503. Chase. Went Rockets as well. And Crushables went Wizards. Which which means we just need Connor. And chat is... I'll give chat a couple more votes. We've got 35 people in here. 15 people voted in this chat poll so far. Chat, you want $100 worth of giveaway stuff? You better win. Connor goes Wizards. And chat is going with the Rockets. 56% of the vote. 3 late votes on the Rockets for chat. So we got a good old-fashioned split vote. Next game, we got the Chicago Bulls hosting the Los Angeles Clippers. The Clippers are 6-point road favorites.
All right, in this one, we have James Harden and Russell Westbrook out for the Clips. For the Bulls, we have Kobe White, Julian Phillips, Zach LaVine, Patrick Williams, Lonzo Ball all out.
So who's the Bulls starting lineup?
Io, Caruso, DeRozan, Torrey Craig, and Vooch.
The Bulls have been winning games lately, man. I don't know. Alright, we got Bulls for Crush of Bulls, because of course. Gotta live up to his name. We got Clippers for Chase. Crush Bulls and Chase tied in second.
Jackson, Trevin, Zach, all Clippers. Connor and myself are Bulls.
Okay, 503 is going Clippers.
Arrow went Bulls.
Steven went Bulls. Chat is Clippers and Connor is Bulls. Which means... Oh, I thought it was a split vote. It's not a split vote. It's a 7v5 in favor of the Clippers. Almost identical agreement to last game. Me, you, Connor, Arrow, Crush. But this time Trevin switched up on us. He switched sides, unfortunately. Next game, we got the Milwaukee Bucks hosting the Philadelphia 76ers. Might as well call them the Philadelphia 79ers. Because they like scoring 79 points. The Bucks are 7-point home favorites.
All right, in this one, we have Joel Embiid, Robert Covington, and D'Anthony Melton out for the Sixers. And the Bucks are without Malik Beasley, Marjon Beauchamp, and Chris Middleton.
Dude, I don't know what to do with the Sixers.
I would take the Bucks. As is Trevin, Jackson, and Zach. And Arrow. Trevin, Jackson, Zach, Eric, Arrow.
Guess what Steven's going?
Not the Bucks. Tristan gets set on Sunday. The March Madness bracket.
Yup. Oh, I need to start putting together a pool for that. If you guys want to join a... Might do a free pool for the channel as well as a $20 buy-in pool if you guys want to partake in that. Just reach out to me. Let me know when you have Connor's pick. Crushables is going Bucks. We got Chase going Bucks. And chat is going Bucks. 15 votes, 100% of the vote. I guess we know what their double down is. And Connor is going with the Bucks as well. So we got a Steven Island. We got a Steven Island. I'm going to take a picture and send it to him.
He's going to gain a game on all of this.
Alrighty. I'm just waiting for the response. Bunch of Dame homers. Alright, next game. OKC Thunder hosting the Dallas Mavericks. The Thunder are 11-point home favorites.
Alright, in this one, we have... for Dallas, they are without Luka, and Brandon Williams is unknown whether he'll play or not off a two-way. Yes, that Brandon Williams. And then for the Thunder, they have no one out tonight.
Nice. Who'd you say was out for the Mavericks? Because I kind of started thinking about Brandon Williams, not going to lie.
Luka Doncic.
Oh, I glossed over that.
Good thing to you.
Yeah, Steven said that's the exact spot he wants to be in.
Mm.
I respect it. He's like you. You guys like your islands. Alrighty.
I have a funny feeling about Dallas in this one, so I'm just going to take the points.
Yeah.
Arrow's also taking Dallas.
You gave me a funny feeling, but you do that all the time.
Thanks. Zach and Chase are Mavs. Trevin's OKC.
So Trevin's OKC. Zach, Chase. Oh, we got Chase in here. Nice.
Jackson says, yeah, Jackson Thunder.
Who else was Mavs with you?
Arrow and Chase and Zach.
Alrighty. Thunder for crushables. I'm gonna go Mavs. Connor 503 is Thunder. Steven went Thunder. Connor went I don't know who Connor went with because he hasn't picked yet. Thunder, 77% of the vote for chat. We got 6 on the Thunder so far, 5 on the Mavericks. We'll see what Connor rolls with. And then the final game is going to be your Portland Trail Blazers hosting the New York Knicks. And then we'll get into the Dwayne Hankins interview, Eric, that I have not listened to, but you have. And I'm just looking forward to what you have to say regarding this interview.
I would like to know in chat if any of you listened to that interview as well. Let me know. JP asked, do you think Gafford will break Wilt's record tonight?
Oh, what? Like field goals without a miss?
Yeah. I think it's 5 away or something.
If I were him, I'd only be shooting dunks.
Yeah, until you break it. Well, I mean, that's pretty much all he's been
watch him shoot a shot from like 3/4 court.
He should oh, it's down to 2. Yeah. He should shoot a 3-pointer for when he gets to 33 and just cash it.
Is that the record? 33. He's at what? 28.
No, he's at
28?
31.
3 away. Okay, he's close. Yeah. Chat gonna block his first one.
OKC for Connor. There we go.
Yay! Good job, Connor. I love giving Connor shit because I know he's like making his picks while he works, which is a real dedication there. We got a 75 in favor of the Thunder, and then the final game, as we said, it's your Portland Trailblazers hosting the New York Knicks, who are 11.5-point road favorites. And look at this over under 204 points, Eric.
Yes. That is huge. Do you think they cover that, Tori?
The Knicks have been holding this. The Knicks have held the Sixers to 79 points in 2 straight matchups between them. They got OG back. Like, they play good defense. The Blazers, with their injury report that you're about to list off. 204 is, it's 204 for a reason. I'll just say that. I'm not sure. I think it's going to be right around there.
All right, we got Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson out for the Knicks. That's it for them. OG is back playing, so we'll get to see him tonight. For the Blazers, the following players are out: Jeremy Grant, Jabari Walker, Malcolm Brogdon, Shaden Sharp, Robert Williams. Anthony Simons shows up with knee tendonitis on the injury report. He is questionable. And then Ryan Rupert is probable.
Does the ant thing, Eric, smell like a little bit of tanking?
It does smell to me like, oh, we won last night. We better make sure we don't win tonight. And it also, I think they have to play one of him or Ayton. So I think just to make it not obvious, because if both of them were listed on the injury report today, I think that's a little too out there in terms of tanking. So, yeah, I think they picked one of the two just to make sure they don't win tonight.
Also, the way they handled Grant, bringing him back for a game and then sitting him again, also was kind of strange. So it's that time of year. It's beginning to look a lot like last year.
The thing with that one, anyone who watched that game, like if you're the Blazers front office, I don't know how you could have watched that and been like comfortable with him playing the way he played. Like, what's the point of him playing if he's not going to give full effort? And you might do some harm in terms of his trade value and stuff if he looked like the way he did that night the rest of the season. So maybe it was oh crap, we better not play him too much the rest of the year if he's going to be a little bit checked out.
Yeah, I agree.
Ant is questionable, the letter O. We don't know yet. It's not due till 6 o'clock, whether the Blazers don't have to officially list him as in or out until 6. So I'm going to take the Knicks.
All right, let me know arrows when you can. We got Trevin Knicks.
All right, arrows is Knicks.
Ready? And then Zach and Chat going Knicks. Jackson says they're due for a blowout. I agree. Let me know when Zach's pick is in the
Zach
chat.
picked the Knickerbockers.
Going old school with it already. So Zach goes Knicks. So you got... Wait, I thought I had 3 people picking the Blazers. What happened? Was there only 2? Am I tripping? Yeah, there was only 2. And then it was 503, and it was Crushables. Alrighty, time for double downs. Crushables is doubling down on the Blazers.
Alright.
Unless he wants to switch it up.
No,
but I don't think he's here.
Yeah.
But,
Aeromancer
Ant
is
plays,
Knicks, so he's going against Crushables.
Yeah. Did Crush know the injury report? Who knows? It is the Blazers, though, so it's not like it's some random team. Chat's double down is the Bucks because they got 100% of the vote. I'm gonna double down on the Bucks as well. We got Chase doubling down on the Knicks.
What's up, Boom? How you doing?
My guy, Boom. 503's doubled down is Boston.
Trevin's is Clippers.
I need to move my mouse a little bit away from the mic because it's just spam clicking, trying to open up the graphics. Why is it Mavs? What? No, Clippers. Okay, Trevin's Clippers. My computer's being weird today. Arrow's Knicks, 503. Okay. What's your double down, Eric? Do you know?
Mine is gonna be.
Connor and Jackson are doubling down on OKC. Milwaukee Bonks for Zach.
I'm gonna go Knicks.
All right, and Steven agrees with you. Because he is also going Knicks. Alrighty, so you got Eric, Arrow, Chase, and Steven going doubling down on the Knicks as 11.5-point favorites against the Blazers. Crushables is doubling down on the Blazers. You got Jackson and Connor going against Trevin. The Thunder are 11-point favorites in that game. And then you got Chat, Zach, and myself going Bucks, and 503 on his lonesome going with the Celtics to beat the 6-point spread against the Suns. That concludes picks against the spread. And now we get to talk about this interview. So, I will tease that on the post-game show tonight, Eric has something for us.
It's more just more confirmation for what their plan is this summer.
We gotta get people to tune in though. You know?
Yeah,
so
no, I'm just
juicy stuff coming up on the post-game show tonight.
Too much.
I'll hype it up. I'll be the one that gets them excited, just so you can disappoint them.
Thanks.
I don't know. I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what he's sharing. So I'm just kind of, he's sharing something on the postgame show, which is why you have to tune into the postgame show. They'll be there now.
Aeromancer is drunk. Cheers, Aeromancer. Starting his St. Patrick's Day weekend early.
He said, "I want to change my double down to the Knicks." Oh wait, never mind.
That's literally what he said is double down.
At least he knows his double down. Yeah. I mean, I've already shared a little bit about what their plans are. I just don't know if anybody actually caught on. So, I gotta be cryptic with it. But, Anyway. Let's talk about this interview. Eric?
Yeah, so Dwayne Hankins, the president of the Blazers, went on Casey Holdall's briefcase and answered some questions. I guess it's an interesting interview. I once again, chat. If anyone else listened to it, let me know so you can help me remember everything he said, because there was a lot of different. They kept moving on to different topics, so I want to make sure I cover everything. But first, he started off talking about how great their season ticket retention is once again, and that people are excited about the team. And attendance has been good this year.
Okay, question. Not to cut you off early, but how much of that season ticket retention is because they bullied people into keeping their season tickets?
We know for a fact with a few people it was last year. I don't know about this year, but it was kind of an eye roll. I don't know. It seemed more just like a corporate type answer versus maybe not 100% truthful. But
this is why I could never be media, because my follow-up to that would be like, okay, you say that, but viewership is down 50 to 60%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they'd hate me.
Yeah. Well, Tyler James is saying his auto-renewed on the 1st, so if you forgot to cancel it or something, it just goes through. And then he brought up that they were 13th in the league in attendance, despite how bad the team has been. But he kept saying that the team was really exciting and they've had a good brand of basketball and all that stuff, which is funny.
Bunch of lip service that doesn't mean squat.
Right. It's kind of an eye roll at times, but yeah. So I'd like to know what the actual attendance is, not the paid attendance, because how many of those season ticket holders aren't going to every game, Because, I know, some people who they try to sell their tickets or give them away, and then no one wants them, and so they just end up not going, which is fine. I mean, every team has some people that don't show up, but as Elizabeth Allen says, TV viewership is down because everyone is watching it at the arena. That's funny. There is a little bit of truth to that. I mean, not that it wouldn't really affect the TV numbers that much, but in terms of attendance, it's still, the Timbers season just started, right? So up until a couple weeks ago when that happened, they're the only show in town, so of course people are still going to go to the game. I don't think attendance would ever really be an issue, short of having a Jailblazers type era again. But
you know what I was going to say was basically this just means we need another pro sport in town.
Yeah, right. Take some. Yeah, it'd be good to have some competition for the Blazers to have to be better with these kind of things,
or just show this city what a competently ran organization looks like. Mm-hmm. Because we sure know the Timbers with Merritt Paulson, right? Like, screw that guy. And then you got the Blazers doing what they're doing. Like, we don't really know what that looks like anymore if we just pay attention to Portland sports.
Yeah, and Taylor Packer also has a great point, and I think this is true. My mom is constantly saying how many fans of the other team is there, and you've actually heard cheers for I think the Raptors, Celtics on TV. You could hear cheers for the other team. So a lot of that might be fans from other teams. Some teams don't, like the Orlando Magic don't have a huge fan base here in Portland, so that's not going to apply to that game. But like other games, you get fans that are like, wow, this is probably the cheapest they're going to find a ticket. You could find tickets for $2 on some of these things plus fees, and then make a night of it and go watch your favorite team. It might even be cheaper to fly to Portland and watch a game here than for example, to watch a game in Golden State or LA. Yeah. So there's a lot of fans for other teams showing up too, which it's good though. Get that attendance up still. But I don't know, for a lone team city like Portland, 13th, I think, isn't. They're trying to push it as being good, but I don't think that's that good. Like when we're rolling, we're usually amongst the leaders in attendance in terms of percentage capacity. And
Yeah, you know what it is like basically like we suck, so this average attendance number is actually really good, but also we're really exciting and fun too.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's literally what it is.
I mean, I know, like, I do want to preface this by saying I know Dwayne has to act like this. Like he has to push positivity and spin things in a good light. Everything he talks about. He's not going to get up there and say, "Yeah, attendance sucks and our TV deal sucks and the arena sucks." You know, like he has to sugarcoat it a little bit. So I'm not like blaming him for saying anything. It just we'll get to the TV contract in a minute, but like when he talks about certain things, it's just like, dude, like quit acting like it's only an issue this year, like when it's been issues for multiple years with some of these things. But anyway,
I would love for the organization to just have some honesty with themselves and be like, yeah, we understand why a lot of fans are unhappy with the TV deal.
Yeah.
Or just something small like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, his comments were really, I don't know if frustrating is the right word, but we'll get to that in a second. But first, I want to go through, because Casey asked him, like, in layman's terms, what does you selling the team back to the arena back to the city, like, why would you do that? Why would you give up ownership of it and all that kind of stuff? And from that point on, every answer he had was like, you could tell they were penny pinching and worried about how much things cost. And so he said the answer to that was that by the city owning the team, it let Portland off
the arena.
Or the arena, it let Portland off from paying any property taxes. So that amount of savings for not having to pay property tax was worth it to them, was big enough than them owning the arena and potentially in a sale getting that with the cost of the arena.
That's strange, man. I mean, I don't really understand property taxes in Portland like that, but kind of strange.
Yep. So yeah, and then he got to the renovation part, and he said for a lot of the things, you know, which I do agree with him here, for how old, I mean, it's going on 30 years now that Moda Center has been there, and it is still in pretty good shape for an arena that old. So I do think they've done a good job of taking care of it. I don't think it's like some of the arenas that we've seen recently where you have to get a new one or they're going to move out or whatever. So, excuse me for a second. I need to refill my water. You talk for a second.
Okay, well. Eric's been dealing with this cough for like a month now. Brutal. Yeah, Moda Center built, 1999. It's a decent arena, you know. I was just there yesterday. Like, the concourse isn't groundbreaking nice. I mean, I assume most of you guys have been to the arena, so you can share your opinion on like the concourse and just the structure as a whole. But it doesn't look necessarily like a modern stadium from the outside, but I also don't think it looks terrible. I think it's just a very normal stadium at this point. It's not bad. It's not amazing. It's just a solid stadium, which is good considering how long ago it was built, 25 years ago, right? Didn't it open in 1999?
It was 95.
Was it 95?
I believe so.
I'm going to look it up.
Somewhere in the mid-90s, I think.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So, I mean, the arena's older than me.
That I actually played in the first high school basketball game there in '96.
Flexing about playing high school basketball. I'm gonna start a Reddit thread. No, that's pretty cool, actually. That's pretty sick. But yeah, the arena opened on October 12th, 1995. So the arena's pretty dang old. That's one of the oldest arenas in the league. I didn't realize it was quite that old, but still solid. Now you got a doorbell ringing. So yeah, almost 30 years old. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But so
then he got into. You could tell he was really trying to dance around this, but he kept saying some troubling things in terms of wanting to possibly get a mix of both public and private financing for renovations. And you know that is not going to sit well for a franchise that's worth, $3 billion or whatever, and, a team that's about to get a lot richer with TV deals and expansion and stuff on the horizon, to need public money to fund it. That combined with, them giving up the arena to kind of it felt like that was part of it, just trying to read between what he was saying, that they gave up the arena so that when it does need some public financing along with private, that they could say, well, the city owns it, so of course they're going to have to chip in a little bit. So that wasn't very encouraging.
Yeah,
Eric also says ducking the tax again, this time the property tax.
They literally are great at ducking the tax. Property taxes, luxury taxes, all sorts of taxes.
They don't want that repeater property tax to
Okay, so I've never really worried about the team ever moving, but selling the stadium to the city, and then requesting public funds isn't good. I don't think it's good. It's either them being extremely cheap or them wanting to create the possibility that they could sell to an owner that would want to relocate. I just don't think the NBA would let them relocate. But
yeah, well,
it's just kind of strange to me. I don't really know how to read into stuff like this, but you can't be requesting public funds. If you needed funds, was the city not willing to pay to buy the arena back? It's just very strange.
Well, I mean, it does benefit the city too. So I understand why they took it back, but
it's just yeah. But okay, if it benefits the city, was the city not willing to pay? I don't know. It's just confusing, man. I'm not super well versed in this type of stuff. I just try and think logically about it. But at the end of the day, taxpayer money towards renovations is rough. It's a tough ask, and people aren't going to be happy with that, especially when the product is crap and you got a lot of money on the horizon. Mm-hmm. Just sell the team to somebody who's willing to pay for the renovations for the stadium. You know what I mean? I'm sure you could probably convince somebody. It's not like they're going to have to pay $2 billion to renovate. Mm-hmm. It's a renovation. It's not building a completely new stadium. What sort of renovations do they even need that needs taxpayer funding? Did Hankins talk about that?
Well, he mentioned that a lot of renovations are things that the fans might not even notice, like being able to switch the arena from basketball to hockey to music venues quicker and things like that, like state-of-the-art ways of doing that. But he did say that this particular renovation would be more for actual fans to have a better experience at the stadium or at the arena. So I don't know what that means exactly. Maybe you gut it out and redo the seats or something. I don't know.
They just redid a lot of seats.
Yeah, but the thing is, he also was talking about, this to me, it falls on deaf ears because it's been talked about so long, but he's talked about building up the area around Moda Center as well. But I also thought back at the time last year when they canceled the Rip City 3-on-3,
Yeah.
I thought like some people were saying it was because the Moda Center was going to have renovations last summer. And then when the WNBA thing was about to happen, they put those renovations on hold or something. And now like it's kind of, I don't know, like, but that people were saying, oh, Jody cares, she's going to pay this money for renovations. And now they're talking about needing some help with those, you know. And he mentioned OKC got it was only 10%, but they got a bill passed, I guess, to pay for 10% of their renovations to their arena or something. And so he kept mentioning things like that, where other cities have done this kind of model where it's kind of split between the public and private financing.
I mean, it's just my problem. My problem, even if it's something where it's only 10%, my problem is like, okay, if it's only 10%, how much money are you spending on renovations? You can't cover that final 10% when you've been running the organization cheaply for quite a while now.
Yeah. Well, and Sam asks, oh, it's renovations. Or no, he said before they said, aren't most arenas built with taxpayer money? Traditionally, yes. And a lot of owners will use that. Yeah. And so a lot of cities, and this is why there's been movement. I still, like, you said you got worried. Listening to him talk, I still wasn't, that was like something I'm
not worried. I'm not worried.
No, I'm just saying, like, from him talking, I didn't really feel like it was like a threat or like they would possibly consider moving or anything like that. I still don't think that's on their radar or anything, but I don't think there's any chance of them moving. Let me make sure I phrase this right. I'm not worried about them moving. I don't think there's a chance of them moving. It's just a couple things like this is what you see with teams that eventually end up moving. So it's not a good feeling. Yeah. So, but I think they're like jealous that other cities are still getting a little bit of public funding. And like, I believe it's still in limbo right now, but I think Vegas passed like $350 million or something like that for the baseball stadium. But that's like, it's a huge attraction that they're building. Like, and
that's different.
And it's funded. A lot of it's still private. I don't know.
It's different to build an entirely new stadium compared to renovating something to better the fan experience and rely on taxpayer money to better the fan experience. Like, you're taking money out of these people's pockets to better their experience. How many people have a problem with the experience at Moda Center? I think the experience is fine. So, I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's gotten to a point, though, where fans, they look at how much these franchises are worth, and it's one of the most sure things in money financing investment right now, and that's why so many rich people just want to buy teams right now, is because, like, you're almost guaranteed for the value of the franchise to go up over the years. I mean, look how much money, like, Mark Cuban and other owners have made just by buying the team, a couple of decades ago and then selling it. And so it's frustrating as a fan to have to pay a billionaire or $1 billion sports team that could sell and make billions of dollars to have to pay then out of our own money just to like help them make more money. Like it just seems really backwards, and people have started to push back against it throughout the country over the years, and sometimes it's worked out. There's like, I think the Rams when they moved, I think that guy built Stan Kroenke, I think is his name, built that whole state-of-the-art stadium. I think it was $4 billion or something, all out of his own money. So it does happen. But yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know how much Portland would push back or get that for them, but
yeah, we can talk about this a little bit more on the Postgame Show. But what did he say about the TV contract? That's kind of the final thing I want to.
All right, so the TV contract, he says he thinks about every day how he can improve it, and that he knows that the RSNs, the regional sports networks, are becoming a thing of the past or whatever.
I said that 3 years ago, bro. He's so behind the curve.
I know. And he also says it bothers him that people are having trouble finding the games or being able to watch games and stuff.
Okay.
But like,
at least he has some honesty going.
But does it really though? Because like I said earlier, him talking made it seem like it was just this year or something that people are having problems, when it's been like 20 years now of people before with like Comcast and stuff like that, where half the city couldn't watch games, and now you don't have very many options that have root sports here in Oregon. So,
well, it might be bothering him now because viewership's down 50 to 60%.
Right, exactly.
So,
and then he mentioned when it was on broadcast TV the last time. I think he said it was like 2015 or 2016, the last time they aired a game on KGW, and the ratings were really good for those games when it was on broadcast TV. It's like, no crap, but so, and then he mentioned that there are teams like Phoenix and Utah that are finding ways around the RSNs and stuff. It's like, well, like, why? So you realize there's options out there, but you're still not going to do them. But those things cost money, and yeah, we know that seems to be an issue.
They were as positioned as any organization to do what Utah and Phoenix is doing. That's what pisses me off. I talked about this literally 3 years ago, that the future is doing what Phoenix and Utah is doing. Okay, yeah. I should not have more foresight than the organization. Okay. But it was clear 3 years ago that RSNs were dying, okay? They were early in their stages of death. Now they're a little bit more later, further along, with Bally Sports filing for bankruptcy and all that. And the future was putting out your own streaming product, and the Blazers already produced their own broadcast.
Yeah.
So they already have more infrastructure in place to do that, to do their own broadcast, because they were like the only team in the league that was in control of their own broadcast in the way that they were. So it was an easy step to take to be ahead of the curve. And I said that 3 years ago. And look what's happened. They've gone to this archaic root sports stuff that isn't even available on YouTube TV, Hulu Sports. Like, just, they got strong-armed by this RSN that is dying. And now they're sitting here like, yeah, there are, maybe we should have did what Utah and Phoenix did.
Well, you know what's funny, Tori? He thanked Root Sports for how great they've been, and said that one of the appeals to Root Sports is they allow them to do all the broadcasting and all the stuff, the technical stuff. That was very important to them, that they controlled all of Blazer broadcasting and didn't have the regional sports network interfering with that. And it's like,
bro, you're right there.
That's what I was thinking the whole time. I was like, so you want to control everything you broadcast, the way it's broadcast, how it's broadcast, what you do with it, and stuff like that. And then, but you're right there. You could just then control it all by just broadcasting it yourself on a new channel, or on, like you said, just like pay for service or something like that. It's so close, but they couldn't figure it out, I guess, and now they're stuck or whatever for a couple more years. But and that's what an RSN is. It's a regional sports network.
Yeah, it's just so frustrating, because it's frustrating having the foresight that apparently the organization didn't. I don't know, man. Like, maybe they considered it, but maybe they considered it and they were too scared to take the risk of being the first team to do it.
Yeah, maybe.
But they sit up here like, every year it's like, our broadcast is going to bring stuff to the broadcast that you've never seen before. We're going to do things that no other broadcast has done, and we're going to run it ourselves, and, we're going to be unique. But when it comes to actually something that would benefit the fans in terms of the way they can consume their favorite team, you're not willing to take that risk? Really? But every year we got to hear about it. Oh, yeah, we're going to do all this stuff on our broadcast that people really struggle to watch.
I don't see any other teams with the Haberstadt. Okay to say it with a straight face.
Oh my goodness.
That was how they made it. Remember they said it was going to be more like a national TV broadcast feel or whatever.
Dude, I mean, come on, man. That's what makes it feel like more of a national TV feel. Like, no shade at Haberstrom, but that what? It just doesn't even make sense. The thing is, if they had their own streaming platform, they could have a freaking 30-minute segment, hour-long episode every week focused on all the Haberstats in the freaking world.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, have him have his own show and talk about the Blazers and
yeah, for all the people that are into that, because there are people that are into that, but nope.
Yeah, you could have all kinds of programming if you had your own stuff.
They said it was going to be a more national feel than had a segment called Stump Stro where we could all see him on his computer looking up the answers, says Taylor Packer.
They literally had to mute him and start playing music so you couldn't hear him type the answer out on his computer. Or they stopped doing it altogether, but yeah.
Yeah, good decision. But yeah, come on, man. So, this organization, there's a reason why we question so many things, and it's frustrating to have foresight. Like, it's not even like it was impossible to see the way this was going to go in terms of TV contracts and the way television was going to go. It's been trending that way. It wasn't hard to see 3 years ago. That's why it's frustrating that it's like the organization just now discovered.
It's like, well, you had Comcast go under, and then it became NBC Northwest, and then they went under, and Valley was struggling at the time. Yeah. It wasn't hard to see that all these things were coming to an end probably relatively soon.
Yeah, my goodness, man. My goodness. So, I think they finally have the guts to do it after, in a couple years.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, oh, well, we can clearly make more money off this other TV deal, even if indirectly it loses them money. Because here's the thing, if fans can't watch the team, they're not going to be as invested in the team. They're not going to go to as many games. They're not going to, if you have less viewers, that's, less commercial views. Also, if you're producing your own product, you can legitimately handle all the commercials. And you legitimately can make all the revenue off your whatever commercials you're airing. You can literally just deal with ad reads directly. There's a lot that goes into broadcasts and how money is made. But at the end of the day, you want to keep the fan base invested because they're the people that are going to buy merchandise. They're the people that are going to buy tickets. So even if it's something where you're maybe not making as much because you're producing your own broadcast and you're just making it something that people can buy directly, I still think it benefits them financially because I think more fans would be invested because it would be easier just to plop down however much money a month, $20 a month. Maybe you can include tickets, include perks to increase sales, and you'd retain more fans. And I think fans would appreciate them making it easy for people to watch games. Instead of this ring around where it's a struggle to watch games and a lot of people will watch it on illegal websites. So, I don't know, man. Well, it's just a frustrating situation. Anyway.
Well, I know, there... Okay. I'll just say this real quick. I know there's ways to watch it free, but imagine being a kid and not knowing how to do that or not having access to the internet to do that from your parents. And like, imagine growing up, Tori, and not watching Brandon Roy or something, you know,
Yeah,
like, and
exactly.
not having that feeling and all that kind of stuff, just because you couldn't watch the games, not because you didn't like basketball or anything, just because it wasn't available to you in Portland, like, or Vancouver, wherever you are. Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Yep, so we can talk about this a little bit more if you guys want to on the postgame show tonight after the Blazers take on the Knicks. That'll go live approximately 9:30 p.m. Pacific time. Maybe slightly later, but the game ends around 9:30, so we'll catch you then, and we'll see what the Blazers can do tonight against the Knicks. Any final words, Eric?
Thanks, everyone, for watching. Hope to see you later this evening.
Sounds good.
Good luck in your game.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks.
Yep. We'll catch you guys later. Until next time, as always, peace out. Go Blazers!